As the clock resets and a new year begins, it's easy to feel a surge of hope, a spark of possibility. But hope alone isn't enough. It's action that turns those possibilities into realities. This isn't just another year. It's your year, a year to redefine yourself, to challenge what you thought was possible, and to step into greatness that's been waiting for you all along. But here's the truth: greatness doesn't happen by chance. It happens by choice. It's built on the goals you set, the habits you form, and the mindset you carry forward. This year, don't just make resolutions that fade away by February. Set goals that matter, goals that push you, inspire you, and transform you. I'm not talking about small goals that keep you comfortable. I'm talking about goals that align with your purpose, ignite your passion, and help you grow into the person you're meant to be. Goals that remind you that life is about progress, not perfection. Goals that teach you to embrace the journey, celebrate the struggle, and turn setbacks into stepping stones. Today, we'll explore 8 powerful goals to set for yourself this year. These aren't just ideas, they're principles designed to elevate your mindset, enhance your skills, and strengthen your relationships. They'll challenge you to think bigger, work harder, and never settle for less than your best. Let's step into this year with clarity, courage, and conviction. Let's set the kind of goals that don't just change your year, they change your life. Are you ready? Let's begin. Before you start setting big, ambitious goals for yourself this year, pause for a moment. Take a deep breath and reflect. Think about where you are, what you have, and how far you've already come. Gratitude isn't just a nice sentiment. It's the foundation for everything you're about to build. You see, without gratitude, we chase goals like we're running a race with no finish line, always wanting more, but never feeling like we're enough. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine walking in a garden. The flowers are blooming, the air is fresh, but instead of appreciating the beauty around you, you're already thinking about planting new seeds. You're missing the miracle of what's right in front of you. That's what life feels like when we don't take time to appreciate the blessings we already have. Gratitude shifts your perspective. It changes the way you see yourself and the world around you. When you start from a place of gratitude, your goals don't come from a place of lack, they come from abundance. You're not saying, I need this to be happy. Instead, you're saying, I'm already blessed and I want to build on that. Think about it. How many times have you achieved something only to move on to the next thing without stopping to celebrate? You wanted that job, that car, that home, and now you have it. Did you take a moment to really let it sink in? Or were you already looking at the next thing on your list, the trap of living without gratitude? It makes you blind to your own success. And let me tell you, gratitude isn't just about the big things. It's about the small, everyday blessings too. Waking up in the morning with breath in your lungs, having people in your life who care about you, the opportunity to try again, even if yesterday didn't go your way. These are gifts. And when you recognize them, you carry a different kind of energy into your goals. Gratitude also gives you strength. When times get tough, and they will, gratitude reminds you that you've already overcome challenges before. You've already been through hard times and come out stronger. It's proof that you're capable of more than you think. So before you start writing down those goals for the year, take a moment to be still. Write down what you're thankful for. Say it out loud. Share it with someone you trust. Because when you start with gratitude, you're not just setting goals, you're setting yourself up for a year filled with purpose, joy, and fulfillment. Let me ask you something. Why do you get up in the morning? What drives you to face the challenges of the day? If you don't have an answer, don't worry, you're not alone. Many people go through life without ever asking themselves this fundamental question. But here's the truth. If you don't know your purpose, your goals are just empty tasks. They might look good on paper, but they won't feed your soul. Purpose is the reason behind everything we do. It's the why that gives meaning to the what. When your goals align with your purpose, they ignite something deep within you, a fire, a passion, a drive that keeps you going even when the road gets tough. But without purpose, goals become chores. They feel hollow, like climbing a ladder, only to realize it's leaning against the wrong wall. Think about it this way. Purpose is your compass. It's what keeps you moving in the right direction when life throws storms your way. Without it, you're wandering, trying to figure out which path to take. And here's the kicker: your purpose isn't something you stumble upon by accident. It's something you uncover by looking within, by reflecting on your passions, your values, and what truly matters to you. Let me break it down. Purpose isn't about chasing what society tells you to want: money, fame, or status. It's about what makes you come alive. What are you naturally drawn to? What's that one thing you could do every day, even if no one paid you a dime? That's where your purpose begins. Defining your purpose takes courage. It takes honesty. You have to strip away the noise, the expectations of others, the pressures to conform, and ask yourself, what do I really want? What kind of legacy do I want to leave behind? Your purpose is deeply personal. And once you connect with it, everything else begins to make sense. When you set goals aligned with your purpose, they feel different. They carry weight. They're not just about ticking boxes, they're about fulfilling a mission. Every step you take becomes part of a bigger story. And here's the best part: when you work towards something that aligns with your purpose, you're not just achieving, you're transforming. You're growing into the person you were always meant to be. And let me tell you, purpose has a way of pulling you through the hardest times. When you know why you're doing something, giving up isn't an option. You'll find strength you didn't know you had. Because you're no longer working for short-term rewards, you're working for something bigger than yourself. So take the time to define your purpose. Sit with yourself. Reflect. Ask hard questions. What excites you? What moves you? What breaks your heart? Because buried in those answers is your why. And once you find it, don't let it go. Hold on to it and let it guide every decision, every action, and every goal you set from this day forward. We live in a world that celebrates perfection. Social media, magazines, TV, they all show us the highlight reels of people's lives. The perfect body, the perfect career, the perfect home. And so we fall into this trap of thinking that we have to get everything just right before we even start. But let me tell you something: perfection is a myth. It's an illusion. And worse than that, it's the enemy of progress. Perfection whispers lies in your ear. It tells you if it's not perfect, it's not worth doing. It makes you hesitate. It makes you procrastinate. And before you know it, days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and you're still waiting for the perfect moment to begin. But here's the truth: there's no perfect moment. There's only now. Consistency, on the other hand, is real. It's not flashy. It doesn't get a lot of attention. But it's the secret to achieving anything worthwhile in life. Small daily steps taken over time lead to massive results. Think about it. Can you build a house in a day? No, but brick by brick, you can build a mansion. Can you transform your health overnight? No, but one healthy meal, one workout, one good night's sleep at a time, you can completely change your life. Consistency is about showing up even when you don't feel like it. It's about doing the work even when it's hard, even when it's boring, even when no one is watching. It's not about being perfect, it's about being persistent. Because let me tell you, the person who takes small steps every day will always outpace the person who waits for the perfect time to take one giant leap. Think about water dripping on a rock. One drop doesn't seem like much, but over time, those tiny drops can carve through solid stone. That's the power of consistency. It's not dramatic, but it's unstoppable. Here's the consistency builds momentum. When you commit to small, daily actions, something magical happens. You start to see progress, and that progress fuels your motivation. It's like rolling a snowball down a hill. It starts small, but with every turn, it grows bigger and faster. That's the momentum you create when you focus on consistency. And let's be real, it's not always easy. There will be days when you're tired, when you're discouraged, when it feels like nothing is happening. But those are the days that matter most. Those are the days when you prove to yourself that you're serious, that you're committed. Consistency also teaches you patience. We live in a world of instant gratification where we want everything now: success, results, recognition. But the truth is, anything worth having takes time. A tree doesn't grow overnight. It takes seasons of nurturing, of sunlight, of rain. Your goals are no different. You have to plant the seeds, water them daily, and trust the process. And let's talk about failure because it's part of the journey. Perfection tells you that failure is the end of the road. Consistency tells you it's just a detour. When you're consistent, failure doesn't stop you, it teaches you. You learn, you adjust, and you keep moving forward. So forget about being perfect. Forget about waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect circumstances. Focus on what you can do today, one small step, one action. And then do it again tomorrow and the day after that. Because over time, those small steps will add up to something extraordinary. Dreams are the fuel of progress. They are the spark that lights a fire inside you. The vision of what could be, of the life you know you're capable of living. And let me tell you, dream big. Don't settle for mediocrity. Don't let the limitations of the world or the doubts of others shrink the size of your vision. You were born to do something extraordinary, so let your imagination stretch as far as it can go. But here's the thing about big dreams, they need a foundation to stand on. A dream without a plan is just a wish. It's like planting in the air and expecting a harvest. You can't just aim for the stars and hope you'll land there. You need a map, a strategy, a step-by-step plan to turn that dream into reality. That's what staying grounded is all about. It's not about limiting your ambition, it's about giving it direction. It's about understanding that while dreams inspire us, action transforms us. You can have the boldest vision in the world, but if you're not willing to do the work, to get your hands dirty, to fail and try again, that dream will remain just that, a dream. Now, dreaming big means aiming higher than what feels comfortable. It means envisioning a version of yourself in your life that might scare you a little. That's good. That fear is a sign that you're stretching, growing, stepping out of your comfort zone. But staying grounded means breaking that big vision into smaller, achievable steps. It's about focusing on what you can do today, this week, this month, while keeping your eyes on the bigger picture. Let's say your dream is to start a business, write a book, or transform your health. Those are big goals, and they should be. But ask yourself, what's the first step? Maybe it's doing research, creating a plan, or even just starting a single habit that moves you closer to your goal. Those small, practical actions are what make big dreams possible. Staying grounded also means being realistic about the journey. Big dreams don't happen overnight. They take time, effort, and patience. There will be obstacles. There will be moments of doubt. But when you're grounded, you understand that challenges are part of the process. You don't let them derail you. Instead, you adapt, you adjust, and you keep moving forward. And let's be clear, staying grounded doesn't mean playing small. It doesn't mean lowering your expectations or settling for less. It means being honest with yourself about what it will take to achieve your dream. It's knowing that success isn't built on shortcuts or luck, it's built on discipline, focus, and persistence. Dreaming big but staying grounded is like climbing a mountain. The summit might seem impossibly far, but every step you take gets you closer. You don't try to leap to the top in one giant move, you focus on the next step. Then the next, until you look up one day and realize how far you've come. But here's the beautiful thing, when you dream big, you inspire others to do the same. Your ambition, your courage, your willingness to take risk, it creates a ripple effect. People see what's possible because of you. And when you stay grounded, you show them that greatness isn't just about dreaming, it's about doing. So dream as big as you can. Envision a life that excites you, that challenges you, that makes you feel alive. But don't stop there. Ground those dreams in action, create a plan, commit to it, and take one step at a time. Because the combination of ambition and action, that's where the magic happens. Failure, it's a word that makes most people cringe. Society teaches us to avoid it, to fear it, and to hide it when it happens. But here's the truth, failure isn't the end of the road, it's part of the journey. If you're serious about achieving anything meaningful in life, you have to change the way you see failure. Stop thinking of it as a wall and start seeing it as a stepping stone. Failure is not your enemy, it's your greatest teacher. Every time you fail, you're given a chance to learn, to grow, and to come back stronger. It's a test not of your talent, but of your resilience. Do you have the courage to get back up, dust yourself off, and try again? because that's what separates those who succeed from those who give up. Think about it. Every success story you've ever heard has failure written all over it. Great inventors, entrepreneurs, artists, athletes, they all failed, often repeatedly. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. He didn't see those attempts as failures, he saw them as lessons, as steps closer to success. When someone asked him about his repeated failures, he said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's the mindset you need. Failure strips away illusions. It forces you to confront your weaknesses, to recognize what you need to improve. It humbles you. And in that humility, you find the strength to grow. You can't fake your way to success, and failure ensures that. It demands honesty. It demands self-reflection. But here's the thing, failure only becomes a stepping stone if you embrace it. If you run from it, if you let it define you, then yes, it can hold you back. But if you face it head on, if you're willing to look it in the eye and ask, what can I learn from this? It transforms into one of the most powerful tools you'll ever have. Failure builds character. It teaches you patience, grit, and determination. It pushes you to dig deeper, to tap into strength you didn't even know you had. It reminds you that success isn't about never falling, it's about how many times you're willing to get back up. And let me tell you something about failure, it reveals who you are. When everything is going well, it's easy to feel confident, to feel strong. But when you fail, that's when your true character shows. Will you give in to self-pity, or will you rise above it? Will you let fear keep you from trying again, or will you take another shot? Failure also teaches you to be flexible. Sometimes it's the universe's way of telling you to pivot, to try a different approach. It doesn't mean your dream is out of reach, it just means the path you're on needs adjusting. Success is rarely a straight line. It's a winding road full of twists, turns, and yes, failures. And let's not forget, failure teaches empathy. When you've struggled, when you've fallen short, you understand what it feels like. That understanding makes you more compassionate, more willing to help others who are going through their own challenges. Failure connects us. It reminds us that we're all human, that we're all trying, that none of us are perfect. But embracing failure doesn't mean you settle for it. It doesn't mean you stop striving for excellence. It means you see failure for what it really is, a necessary part of the process. You're not aiming to fail, but you understand that when it happens, it's not the end. It's a lesson, a redirection, a chance to get better. So the next time you fail, don't let it break you. And don't let it make you feel like you're not good enough. Instead, let it fuel you. Let it sharpen you. Let it prepare you for the success that's waiting on the other side. Because failure isn't a stop sign, it's a sign that you're on the right path. There's one thing you need to remember: growth isn't a destination. It's a journey, a lifelong process of becoming the best version of yourself. And when you commit to personal growth, you're making a promise to yourself to keep evolving, to keep learning, and to never settle for staying the same. But let's be clear, growth doesn't happen by accident. It's not something you stumble upon, it's something you intentionally pursue. It's about prioritizing goals that challenge you, that push you beyond your limits, and that open doors to new possibilities. And the best part, personal growth is an investment that pays dividends in every area of your life, your mindset, your skills, and your relationships. Let's start with mindset. Everything begins with how you think. Your mindset is the lens through which you see the world. And it shapes your actions, your beliefs, and your results. A growth mindset is about believing that you're not fixed, that you're not defined by your past, and that you have the ability to change, adapt, and improve. It's about embracing challenges as opportunities, seeing failure as a teacher, and understanding that every step, no matter how small, moves you forward. But committing to personal growth in your mindset also means being willing to confront yourself. It means identifying the habits, thoughts, and beliefs that are holding you back. Maybe it's fear, maybe it's doubt. Maybe it's the voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough. Growth means recognizing those barriers and deciding every single day to rise above them. And then there's your skills, Personal growth means taking the time to sharpen the tools you need to succeed. Maybe you want to be a better communicator, a more effective leader, or a more creative thinker. Maybe you want to learn a new language, master a new technology, or pick up a hobby that brings you joy. Growth isn't just about what you achieve, it's about who you become in the process. The beauty of skill building is that it compounds over time. The more you learn, the more capable you become. And the more capable you become, the more confident you feel. Skill building isn't just about achieving external success, it's about unlocking or discovering what you're truly capable of. But personal growth doesn't stop with you, it extends to your relationships. Because let's face it, life is about connection. It's about the people you surround yourself with, the relationships you nurture, and the impact you have on others. When you commit to growing as a person, you naturally become better for the people around you. You communicate more effectively. You listen more deeply, you love more generously. Relationships thrive when you bring your best self to the table. When you're committed to growth, you're more patient, more understanding, and more willing to put in the effort it takes to maintain meaningful connections. And here's the amazing thing: when you prioritize growing yourself, you inspire others to grow too. Your energy, your drive, your dedication is contagious. But let's be honest, personal growth isn't always easy. It requires discipline. It requires sacrifice. It requires being willing to step out of your comfort zone, to face your fears, and to keep going even when it's hard. Growth doesn't happen overnight. It's not always glamorous, but it's always worth it. When you commit to personal growth, you're choosing to live a life of purpose. You're choosing to become the kind of person who doesn't just survive, but thrives. The kind of person who isn't afraid to dream big, to take risks, and to make an impact. So prioritize goals that challenge you. Goals that stretch your mindset, sharpen your skills, and deepen your relationships. Wake up every day and ask yourself, how can I grow today? Because when you commit to personal growth, you're not just improving your life, you're creating a ripple effect that can change the world around you. As you stand on the threshold of a new year, remember this: your goals are more than just aspirations, they are commitments to yourself. Commitments to dream boldly, to act consistently, and to embrace every lesson along the way. Start with gratitude for what you have, define your purpose with clarity, and stay grounded even as you aim high. Know that failure isn't the end, it's a stepping stone, a teacher guiding you closer to success. Prioritize growth, not just for achievements, but for who you become in the process, the person who inspires others through your example. This year, don't just make goals, live them. Break them into steps, embrace the journey, and celebrate every victory, no matter how small. Because greatness isn't built in a day, it's built in the choices you make daily. The road ahead won't always be easy, but it will be worth it. The most powerful, fulfilled, and extraordinary version of yourself is waiting on the other side of discipline, determination, and relentless effort. So take that first step, and then take the next. This is your year to rise, your year to grow. Your year to become everything you've always known you could be. Let's get to work.